That Mr. Mwila, all the way from London, you are watching this particular live transmission of the lounge through our Facebook page. And of course, if you are in the diaspora, make sure that you get yourself a Zuku decoder and you'll be able to watch Prime Television on channel 61. Yeah, so get yourself a Zuku decoder. You may be in Botswana, Nairobi, Kenya. I think Nairobi and Kenya are the same. Yeah, you may be in Tanzania, wherever that you are in Africa. If you have a Zuku decoder, make sure that you go on channel 61 and you'll be able to watch Prime Television live, of course, on our Facebook page, that is Prime Television Zambia, and you will be able to watch us from wherever that you are. Great interview that my colleague PMC had right there. And of course, moving on with the program right about now, I have I would say a music manager. Yeah, a music manager, promoter, he's everything. Radio DJ, Sinzangata Nambo Noliza Manjeko studio, but he's mostly found in the studio. Yeah, and of course, another artist. We were with him last week, but due to cliches and hitches that were there, we said come back so that at least people can be able to get more information about you. Mr. Godwin Lungu, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Lance, and unlike Biflo, this is my second time to be here. The first time was
it's not your debut.
Yeah, it's not my debut. The first time was, if I'm not mistaken, a year ago. And this is my second time to be on this platform. And I'm glad to be on this platform with you, especially that there's been a lot which has happened in the music industry. The issue of Oga Kent and General Kanene and many other issues that has been happening. We've heard the stories where Mampi chewed the man and failed to show up for a performance. It has not happened only to these two, but it is something that has been happening in the music industry, where artists, these so-called big artists, chew the money for the upcoming, for the future, and they fail to show up for the future. So all those things that has been happening in the music industry, and obviously it is a good thing that we can also talk about them, because they are doing a disservice to our industry. Of course, our industry has to grow now, and it's unfortunate that we are having people that are supposed to help the young talent to pull them down. Before us, it was Biflo was saying in his final remarks, he was talking about people that have decided to be press leaders for these politicians. Just yesterday, is it yesterday or the other day, there was a song that J.K. Chester Kayombo has done for Chitotela. And you listen to the song, you feel like these big artists, what are they teaching to the upcoming artists? Because it's like music now, it's being politicized as compared to a situation where it's supposed to be educative and entertaining, informative as well. So we are getting lost in the industry, and the better we realize, the better we realize, the sooner we realize, the better it will be. So I think we should get back to the roots now and not wait for any time soon.
All right, awesome. And of course, we have not brought you here though for analysis.
Exactly.
Today you are here talking about King YC's music. You've been instrumental not only in King YC's music, but also in many up-and-coming artists' talents as far as promoting their music is concerned. And then also talking about the likes of Kaliman, talking about Promise, talking about Edward, just to mention a few. You've been so instrumental in their music. This time around, we're talking about fresh blood, King YC. Why choose King YC and not anyone else?
Wow, the good part is that I don't choose.
Okay.
But when I'm approached to help, I do help. Okay. I know there are a lot of things that do happen in the industry. Despite you being a TV presenter, you are a radio announcer as well, just as I'm a radio announcer. And we have seen how rotten the industry has become. And it is very difficult for a new artist to make it alone. Those that have made it, of course, we operate under a different grace. So there are people that do approach me and ask me to help them, and I give them my own conditions. You might be aware that a lot of artists out there believe that when you start managing them, then you have to be doing them for, you have to be doing everything for them. Little do they know that there is no manager who pays the company. It is the company that pays the manager. So that's the first condition. If someone wants to be under my management, then he should be willing to spend as well, because I won't use my money for transport. I won't use my money for organizing whatever it is supposed to be organized. But we need to work together with an artist. So most broke artists have found it difficult to succeed in this industry, because this industry requires money. Even you, Lance, for you to be here, you needed transport money from wherever you stay. I don't know, because if I disclose, I may embarrass you. So whichever company that you stay, for you to from there to here, you've used the transport money. So we, in whatever we do, we need money.
Broke artists have found it difficult to
yes, broke artists and those artists that doesn't want to spend have found it difficult to make it in this industry. Before was just talking about how he was caught 3 times for curfew. So it's something that we all know. All the artists that have made it, they have not have it easy. Today we are talking of Yomaps. Some of us knew Yomaps 5 years ago, but before 5 years ago, Yomaps was already there. It is 5 years ago that we started knowing him. Of course, as a producer, as an artist again, people that have emerged from Kawe, we are talking of the likes of Dreams. Before Dreams became Dreams, he spent 10 years in the background. So as long as you are struggling, it will be very difficult for you to make it.
Just like Kaladocious, before people knew him in 2017, he had an album, is it in 2015?
2015, and I knew Kaladocious in 2010 as an upcoming, and it is now that people are getting to know Kaladocious. You are talking of B1. Before B1 came on the scene with that single which made a lot of noise, he had 2 albums which were not heard anywhere.
And now people can listen to them.
And now whichever song that B1 does now, everyone rushes for it. So it's not easy as an upcoming, and as we've got platforms, we need really to help. That's the reason why I always make available to anyone who wants to work with me, provided they have the resources. They have to spend. They don't expect me to start spending. If I want to bring a video here at Prime TV and meet Lance, they have to provide transport and obviously something for lunch, so that I don't go home Nanjala. You know how
all right. I know we can talk the whole day. You've got quite a lot to talk about. King YC, you were here last week, and then we've heard what Godwin is talking about. Why did you approach Godwin for him to manage you and promote your music?
You know,
what did you see in him?
Firstly, like it is, Godwin is a radio presenter, and being an artist, I most of the times I listen to different radio stations. Of course, where he works, being one of the radio stations where I usually listen to, and I saw that the way he plays the music when he's on radio and everything, I thought, let me just go there and see if I can take my songs there and see if it can work out. And then after he got my songs, he played the songs 2 or 3 days, and then he called me, said, you know, you have got good songs, but then I would love to know how are you pushing your music? From there, that's how we started. We chatted, and then he said, no, I think I can help you.
At least you had the resources.
No, it doesn't help, but he's trying.
So that's how it started.
He's trying.
He's trying his best.
Otherwise, a very big hand for him, because he's been doing great.
All right.
The time
Since that time out, I know you've gone flat out trying to distribute your music to different radio stations, different websites and musical blogs. I know I asked you this question last week, but due to the cliches that we had, how have the Zambian people received your music? How are they appreciating it?
My music has been received with both hands out there, and I really appreciate to everyone who is loving my music. Like I said last week when I was here, if maybe I talk about the new song that is
yes,
Igwe, the new song that is making noise out there, which will be, it won't be a new anymore, because tomorrow we are bringing in another new thing. Now it has been received with both hands. After releasing a video, it went different TV stations, including here, which I believe that a lot of people have told me, have called us, saying that they've watched it from Prime TV and they're appreciating. So I am receiving a warm support from the public.
All right. This time around, I know last week you talked about this. This time around, you are very active on social media, responding to everybody that comes into your inbox, and of course, being as interactive as possible. 2 years from now, you are a big artist. Everybody is celebrating you. Are we going to still see you responding to people's messages?
I will answer the same way I answered, because I don't think there's anything that will change.
That's how everybody
I'll
says.
still remain King YC.
Okay.
I'll still remain the same person. Of course, maybe I will have a lot of things to attend to, but at all times, I respect my fans so much, and I respect everyone who would love to speak with me. So I'll always be finding.
We won't hear you say, "I've got 400 messages and I can't respond to all."
Of course, having 400 messages, yes,
that might be a claim. It might not be true, but you would claim.
If it would be a claim, then I shouldn't claim, because I don't think I should work like that. But then, of course, others will be calling direct, and others will be trying to find me on social media. But like I've said, I respect my fans so much.
So you will respond to them.
I'll be trying my best, the best that I can, to at least get back to them.
Are we going to see an album from you anytime soon?
Talking about an album, we are working on it.
Okay.
But let me say, within the course of this year, we are trying. I'm trying, together with the manager, as he keeps on advising me. I'm trying to drop in different singles, so that at least people can. We can keep our fans on track as we are working on an album.
Okay.
But of course, the plans are there.
So 2019, no album from King YC.
2019 album, no. But a lot of things coming from King YC.
All right, Godwin. As we let you go, let's talk about these so-called broke artists, or these artists that don't want to spend for their music to sell. What advice would you have for them, so that at least we may see them coming out on the scene and probably be appreciated by everybody?
Well, before I talk about that, obviously we are concluding with this interview. May I also be quick to mention that when you are an upcoming, it is wrong to give a lot of promises to people that you won't even fulfill. I wish B-Flow was here. Unfortunately, has left. Have seen him grow. You know that some of us started interacting with media people. We started appearing on TV and radio as way back as 2006. So these artists that are making noise today, we've seen them grow. We've seen them coming up and getting to where they are today as established artists. They made a lot of promises and they are failing to fulfill. 5 years ago, I was small on social media. My social media account, my Facebook account was small. I could just receive 2 or 3 messages from maybe you and the PMC and the few others. So it was easy for me to respond. Now, I wake up early in the morning, I found 99 plus messages. How do I respond to all of them? And I've got other things to do. And other questions that comes into the inbox are irrelevant. So
probably you need to employ a media manager. That's the reason why you should have a media manager as a public figure.
Yeah, but though we are not up to that standard. We are still growing. You know, in Zambia, we are still struggling in most of the things.
Yeah.
And media being a powerful tool, but again, the challenges that we go through are many. So it's very difficult. It's very difficult to employ a media manager unless if you're a political party. Now, coming to your question, PMC, about the broke artist, I think. Most of the so-called broke artists, they are not as broke as per se, but they have a notion that once you go into the studio, your song is produced, then the promoters have to promote for free. You hear a lot of artists saying it is your job to promote my music, but do I know you? Am I the one who told you to go into that studio to record that song? I was not there. You discovered that talent alone, and alone you started that journey to go to the studio, and you paid to that producer so to have that song produced. So why do you want to engage me for free?
Okay.
Why? So there is nothing that you can do if you are not ready to spend. In music, you cannot succeed without money. You need money to promote your. Even though there are those that are doing sponsored videos on social media where you post your video and you sponsor it, you reach to more than 10,000 people in 7 days. It's not for free. If these website bloggers, those guys that have got sites, they'll charge you to have your song on that site. So in everything that we do, it needs money. Music is business, and you can't start a business without capital. Either you are selling chihuahua, sugar, whatever you are selling. For you to sell that, you started by investing. So just as music, just as another music, or rather just like another business, music is also business. You start by investing in it, then after some years, if you are lucky, even after some months, then you start reaping from whatever you have you have invested in. So that's my advice to the artists out there. If you are broke, then you are not ready for the industry.
All right, your last words talking about your social media handle and what people should expect 2019.
Like I've said, people should expect a lot from King YC. We are in the studio already. Like I've said, tomorrow we are releasing something new.
Okay.
People are still dancing to the Igwe, people are still enjoying Igwe, but then I was back in the studio, something new has come in. So from tomorrow, I think from different radio stations and even on blogs, people will be able to get something new from King YC.
Okay.
And I know that they will love it more than
Igwe. All right, then, let's talk about your social media handles.
My social media, people can find King YC on all the social media. It's all social medias. It's King YC Zambia.
Okay.
And then they'll be able to interact with me and chat with me.
All right, thank you for coming through, and I hope to have you when that new project is out so that we can judge Ngani hit or Ngani flop. Mr. Lungu,
thank you.
It's good having you. Next time we invite you as an analyst so that we talk more about the music industry and like just depending on the broke artists.
Expecting.
So Rabba, now let's go, let's take a look at the HD Empire vibe.